guys, Dr. Thornell, and I wanted to answer a question for you today. The question came up, can you get adjusted too much or too often? And the answer to that is sort of a yes and a no. If you are simply making noise out of joints, if you were to come into the office, lay on the table, and a chiropractor ever adjusted every joint in your spine every day, then yeah, I think you could overdo that. There would be a time where the inappropriate pressure on the joints and the ligaments would probably start to cause some breakdown. So the real answer is, can you adjust the spine too often? No. Can you manipulate the spine too often? Yes. Can you make noise out of the spine too often and go through the motions of an adjustment? Yeah, you probably could. But an adjustment itself has built into it a safeguard to prevent against that. An adjustment is restoring function to joints that are limited in their ability to move. That's the definition. So we take an individual spinal joint that already moves freely and we push it through an excess range of motion to make it pop and click, we can cause possibly some problems. But if we take a joint, we examine that spine, we find areas within the spine where there's restriction in motion, and we simply restore normal to that joint, which is what an adjustment is, you can't overdo that. There's no time that a joint being restricted in movement is in a better situation than a joint that moves freely. So our goal with the adjustment is to only adjust areas that need that. So if somebody came into our office every day and wanted to be checked, we wouldn't necessarily just adjust everything in their spine every day. We're always going to check, find areas of restriction, and adjust them. This is why it can be bad for people who you'll see them cracking their own neck. They're adjusting, quote unquote, their own neck. That does become bad because they're doing that to joints that are already freely movable within their spine. They're forcing them beyond a normal range of motion, and they're getting that pop and click. And when they do that, when they force it beyond its normal range of motion, they're going to weaken the ligament structure that holds the spine together. So it is bad to excessively adjust your neck. Those people will do that not only every day, they'll do that multiple times a day. They'll do that about every 30 minutes or so as they start to feel this pressure build up within the joints of the spine. And when they do that, they get this release. Well, the problem is what's causing that pressure are joints that don't move that easily. They probably have some areas that actually need to be adjusted by somebody who knows what they're doing, rather than just manipulating the entire spine and getting noise out of those joints, giving them that pressure release. So can you get adjusted too often? No. Can you get manipulated too often? Absolutely.